The terrorist hideout has been captured on camera. This is the big story that we are putting out right now on India Global, which is that the three terrorists who were responsible for the heinous Pahalgam terror attack that took 26 Indian lives have now been killed by Indian armed forces. This is Operation Mahadev. India had all along said that Operation Sindoor hasn't ended. It will not end till the time those responsible for Pahalgam terror attack will be brought to book. That has happened even as the government is debating and discussing Operation Sindoor in Parliament. This is an important update, viewers, that tells you that India will relentlessly continue to hunt for all those responsible for causing terror attack on Indian soil. Let's first listen in to what Defence Minister Rajnath Singh had to say when he rebutted opposition questions and replied to all those who were doubting India's intent with regard to Operation Sindoor. Listen in.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर क्यों शुरू किया गया, इसकी जानकारी पहले भी दी गई है और आज भी मैंने सदन को दी है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, कभी कभी हमारे प्रतिपक्ष के लोग ये पूछते रहे हैं कि हमारे कितने विमान गिरे। मुझे लगता है उनका यह प्रश्न हमारी राष्ट्रीय जनभावनाओं का सही से प्रतिनिधित्व नहीं कर रहा है। मुझे लगता है उन्होंने एक बार भी हमसे यह नहीं पूछा कि हमारी सेनाओं ने दुश्मन के कितने विमान मारे गिराए। यदि उन्हें प्रश्न पूछना ही है अध्यक्ष महोदय, तो उनका प्रश्न यह होना चाहिए, क्या भारत ने आतंकवादी ठिकानों को तबाह किया? तो उसका उत्तर है हाँ। मैं विपक्ष के सम्मानित साथियों से कहना चाहता हूं कि आपको प्रश्न पूछना है तो यह प्रश्न पूछिए, क्या ऑपरेशन सिंदूर सफल रहा? तो उसका उत्तर है हाँ।
All right, let's get you an important voice on this. General GG Dwivedi, who's joining us on the broadcast. General Dwivedi, appreciate you joining us on India Global. Let me start by first asking you that justice for Pahalgam terror attack victims has happened on the day when the government is being asked those questions by the opposition. How do you read the fact that there is some closure that's coming in for the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack?
Well, Gaurie, firstly, thanks for having me on your show. I think this news comes as a great success for the Indian Armed Forces because these three terrorists who actually had committed the heinous crime, the Indian Armed Forces were after them. And it is so heartening that after 3 months, we have ultimately got them. And as the names are still being disclosed, one is Suleiman, Yasser, Hamza. What I want to say is that justice has been served. And that was so important because this crime of this kind that was committed in Pahalgam on 22nd April was one of the most heinous of its kind. And I think we should compliment armed forces that they have been at it for the last 3 months and finally they got them. This serves a very important message to the other terrorists that your days will be numbered. No matter if where you are, you will be caught and you will be killed. And also Operation Sindoor was another message to Pakistan that you stop this cross-border terrorism or else we'll strike you wherever you are. And that's the message even Prime Minister had given yesterday, that we'll hunt them down wherever they are. And I'm so glad that this justice has been served. And I'm sure it will assuage the feelings of those brave hearts who were killed during this heinous crime, during this heinous act. Gaurie.
Then, which brings me to ask you this, General Dwivedi, this comes even as repeated questions were being asked. Why is it that those terrorists are not being hunted? Why is it taking so long? This is the most befitting reply that has come in.
Absolutely, Gaurie, because the point is that terrorists are not very easy to hunt because they operate in the areas which are many times inaccessible. You have to build up the information. So it just cannot happen with the press of the button, because I have operated extensively in these areas. It takes time, and sometime you may not even get them. But what is very heartening is that while we have taken time, we have got them, and justice has been served. And this should be a very clear message across the spectrum that Indian Armed Forces, India as a nation, will give a befitting response to such like terrorist activities. And it's time that Pakistan stops its cross-border terrorism, because otherwise Operation Sindoor is still on, and in case they don't mend their ways, then they are in for further punishment. Gaurie.
All right, we leave it there. General Dwivedi, thanks much for speaking to us on that big story. Well, viewers, the message is loud and clear from India that we will not stop till the time we ensure all perpetrators of a terrorist attack are brought to book.